Hey guys, and welcome to our second weekly wrap-up. This is something that's going to happen every single week. It comes out on YouTube on Saturday and on Sunday on our blog. So if you want to see it early, you can always do that if you follow the YouTube channel and subscribe. If not, it's fine. It always will come out on the blog as well. On Monday, I had a Monday musing post talking about learning languages and my tips for doing that on your own specifically. People who know me know that I learned Korean on my own and part of Chinese Mandarin on my own as well. And I was just sort of giving people some of my top tips on how I was able to do that and how they might help facilitate their learning, because it's a new year and one of the most common New Year's resolutions is to learn a new language. So I thought that I would help out with that. It was also to motivate myself to keep working on my languages and not to lose them.
Hey guys, so before I talk about my Monday post, just as a warning, I just had my wisdom teeth out. So I look like a squirrel and I can't move my mouth. So this is as painful for you to watch as it is for me to speak. On Monday, I did my first From the Notebook video on my top 5 disappointing reads from 2015. It was the first one of those videos that I have done back when I had all my teeth in my mouth. And you guys really liked it, so that was really cool, and I really enjoyed making it. So I don't have another one of those coming out on Monday because, ow. But I have a lot more ideas for that in the future that I'm really excited about.
On Tuesday, we had a Betwixt the Books post. We each had one, actually, because it was 30 seconds to disagree. So there is one on my blog and one on Gretchen's blog, and they are different. So if you saw one and you didn't see the other one, you should go watch the other one. It's a style of video where one of us pitches a book to the other one, and then the other person has 30 seconds to ask questions or disagree, and then we have 30 seconds to answer them about that. So it's quick, rapid fire, just suggesting a book to you guys that we really enjoyed and actually think the other one should read, but also that you guys should read, obviously, because we're suggesting it. So there's two of those, one on Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, which is mine, and one on The First Test by Tamora Pierce, which is Gretchen. So if you've only seen one, go watch the other one.
On Wednesday, on my blog, I got back to doing my Worth It Wednesdays, and this week I chose Incarnate by Jodi Meadows. It is not only one of the prettiest books I've ever seen, cover-wise, but it's also a really, really great fantasy romance that I didn't hate, which is huge for me. I also randomly themed my senior prom dress after that cover, so you should check that out. It's very worth it. I love that first book. And if you want to know why, you should read why it's worth it.
My Wednesday post was a review of the second volume of Southern Bastards, which is one of the comics that I've been following for about a year now. I like it. I know it's not for everyone. It's kind of a Marmite comic. There are elements of it that are difficult to have when you're reading them weekly, which is why I think that it's better to pull it but as a volume when they all come out and you get the full story. It's kind of a slow burn. If you want to know my full thoughts on the second volume, or the first volume actually, because I have also reviewed that, you'll find that post on my blog.
On Thursday, I came back with, I think, one of the last Thesis Thursday posts I'm going to do in a while, just because I have to get back to school for more thesis things to happen, but it was, like, huge news for me, and I'm honestly even trying to give you a facial expression to tell you how excited I am about it, and I can't. But my thesis was accepted to a national conference called the Children's Literature Association conference in June in Ohio, and this is huge for me. When I opened the email, I started crying, and also I am going to go down there with Taylor, because Taylor has a presentation that was also accepted, so it's going to be really great and really amazing, and if I could jump up and down or make any other facial expression, I would. If you want to know more about that, you can read that post, but I'm still super excited, even though I cannot show you because of my stupid face.
On Friday, I did my first video review of a book in forever. The last one I did was like 2 years ago, and it was Nosferatu, and that one is cringeworthy. This one I did kind of artsy, so it's not me sitting in front of a camera, it's me recording my voice and doing a bunch of sort of shots that have to do with the book, and I worked really hard on it, and I've gotten some good feedback on it, so if you haven't seen that, I would recommend going and checking that out as well. It's both on my blog and on this YouTube channel, so you can find it here.
On Friday, I also posted a book review. However, mine is not nearly as pretty or special. It's just a text review on my blog about The Orphan Queen by Jodi Meadows, who, if you remember, was a person I did my Worth It Wednesday on for her debut series. The Orphan Queen is her new series. It's a duology, and it's one of the most conflicted ratings I've ever given a book for a number of reasons, but I actually reread this book at the beginning of the year because so many people said it was like their favorite book, one of their favorite books of 2015, and I went back and I had to read it, and I'm still really confused about how I feel about it. So if you want to talk to me about that or know why I'm saying that, go read my review, and please, please, like, catch me on social media or something. Tell me if I'm going crazy or if you thought the same, because I'm really interested to hear what other people have to say. So, yeah.
On Saturday, we had a Betwixt the Books book haul. So it was our first book haul together, and if you want to watch that, that's also on this YouTube channel, and it's also on both of our blogs. So please go and watch and see what books you might be seeing on our blogs in the future. We talk about some ARCs that we've received, so you'll definitely be seeing those at some point. So it might behoove you to go and watch that.
Also on Saturday, which is apparently a huge day for us, we did a Bibliomancy for Beginners hangout on The Magician King by Lev Grossman. And if you have watched any of our other videos, you might know that last year, for our first Bibliomancy episode of 2015, we did the first book in this series, and it's one of our favorite hangouts to date. So we really wanted to go back and do this book. I actually have the ARC copy. I think the new cover of this is really pretty, but this is really black. I don't know why. There are some really strong feelings in that video, and so again, great discussion, great emotion, but I'm not going to tell you anymore because if you want to know why, you should watch it, of course.
I have read 2 and 80% of books this week, and all of them are not physical books, so I'm going to try and do the thing where I pan the cover across the screen. The first book that I finished was a collection of short stories by Michael Cunningham called The Wild Swan, or A Wild Swan, I believe. It's a bunch of fairy tale retellings. That was for my Pop Sugar Challenge of fairy tale retellings, and it will be making an appearance in another video that we will be shooting soon. On top of that, I read The Magician King for book club. I listened to it on audio. And I had feelings about that. If you want to know my feelings, you should watch that Bibliomancy episode. The thing that I didn't finish, but I'm almost done, so it might be done soon-ish, is the arc for Uncommon Bodies, which is an anthology of short stories by a bunch of different people, and I will be putting a review of that up because I got it free from the publisher for my review. So look forward to that as well.
Well, I will be done by the time this video happens. But is The Magician King, as I just showed you. We're doing that for book club, obviously. I think I'm the only one who hasn't finished it yet, but I've spent the last couple of days in a narcotic haze because of my mouth, so I've been trying to read it with my brain intact. It's not working. I'll have to finish it anyways. Earlier this week, when I had all my teeth in my mouth, I read The 20th Wife by Indu Sundarasan. This is from my Pop Sugar Challenge, and this review is coming out in a couple of weeks. I pushed it back because this week I also read an ARC that has already come out called Annabeth Never Ending by Layla Cater Derm, and it didn't go so well. That book was not so great. But, you know, I have that review coming up next week. And then I also read, because I feel super shitty, I went back to my top 2 feel-good books on the planet, and they are both by Stephanie Perkins. The first one is Anna and the French Kiss, which is probably anytime I feel bad, I read this book, and I feel better. And then I also read my electronic copy of Isla and the Happily Ever After. So, yeah. I did read 5 books this week. I already reviewed Isla and Anna on my blog, so you won't see those, but the other 3 that I talked about, 20th Wife and Annabeth Never Ending, have print reviews coming, and then of course The Magicians will be a video review later on. Well, no, will be a video review. That's all I want. Okay, whatever. I'm done.
That's all we have for you guys this week. Look forward to our next weekly wrap-up next week, as well as a discussion that we're having on Tuesday on spoilers. If you want to show up for that, it's going to be a live discussion. You should follow our Twitters to know when that's going to happen, because we aren't entirely sure when that is yet, because Gretchen's going to be going back to school and she's not sure what time she'll have free, but it will definitely be on Tuesday. So if you're free and you will have opinions on spoilers, whether they're a thing, whether they're important to be warned about, etc., then please come and join us and talk. So it's not just us talking at you, it's us having a discussion with you guys. And look forward to everything else that's happening next week. We'll see you guys then. Bye!